Hi, everyone. Welcome. Happy end of October. Happy Halloween. Welcome to another episode of Musical Life Show, episode 17. Wow. Music means harmony, and musical life means harmonious life. I'm grateful for each of you here today, whether you're here live streaming with me or you are watching the replay. I'm grateful for all of you. Just want to go over a couple of things, especially for those who may be new. You can connect with me via Facebook at Musical Life 2025, MUSICALLIFE 2025. You can contact me via Facebook Messenger or via email at musicandsound2025@gmail.com. With each episode, I do intend to bring the highest and best knowledge forward, bridging good science with spirit, sprinkled with logic, and some of my own lived experience. Each episode of Musical Life is more about remembrance than learning. Good science I define as science that doesn't seek to control, nor leaving one feeling like a victim and powerless. Good science gets us to connect with who we really are in body, mind, and spirit. Good science aims to connect us with our authentic self, and there is good science out there. Invites healing and soul evolvement. I invite each of you to keep an open mind and an open heart during this show. Unlike other show hosts, I do not give personal messages from spirit. My spirit team, has a beautiful way of weaving in their guidance, wisdom, and knowledge as needed. As well, my spirit team guides me in preparing each episode of Musical Life so that it benefits the greater good of all. That is our main interest, is to benefit the greater good of all. So with that being said, I have to let you know that I actually moved this week, for those that may not already know. And that was spirit working for my highest and greatest. Moved into this lovely place. Plenty of natural light, as you can see behind me. Very cute, very quiet. Nice backyard, nice deck. So glad that it's no longer an apartment. I've rented apartments for many years. So this is a much better living situation. So as I started writing, this week's episode, I found myself packing to move. And I went, oh, well, darn, how am I going to pull this one off? So I think what I'm going to do today is to present to you what I have here and also just talk to you. Okay. So we are going through massive light surges on this planet as I speak. This is going to continue through into 2026. For how long into 2026, I am not sure. I have been feeling for some time to take a hiatus, to take a break, to step back, and to go within. Remember in some of my episodes, for those who have been with me for some time, tune out to tune in. And that's exactly what I'm feeling, kind of cocooning, right? A metamorphosis on the horizon, whatever that may look like. So for the sake of my soul evolvement, this is what I'm going to be doing until January of 2026. So we're together today, and then I'm going to take a 2-month hiatus and return in January. And during that time, I have some inner work that I have been needing to do, feeling that pull. and I'm going to get right on that. And I'll be writing during that time. I'll be playing piano, obviously. I'm not going to just stop playing piano. That I have to continue. So I'm even contemplating on start doing a daily vlog, or like a vlog every other day or whatever, to keep a kind of record of this next step of leveling up, so to speak, that I'm going to be doing. So rest assured, I will not come back empty-handed in January. There'll be plenty of material. And I feel that the research that I had done 14 years ago, that has even evolved since then, and it's going to evolve even further. So let's do this episode today, and there's quite a bit here that I want to talk about. Again, we are still exploring the claiming of our own power, the stepping into our power, and living from a place of power. And it is so far in the previous episodes, if you've watched the last 2 or 3, you will know by now that when we're in that place of power and living from that place of power, we're tuning into our intuition, right? We're relying more on our non-physical sensory, not just physical sensory, but non-physical sensory, like hear, touch, taste, smell, feel. And for me, the ones that I'm the most comfortable senses, non-physical senses for me, is feel, sense, okay, hear, see, and of course intuition. So those are the ones that I'm very comfortable with. So it's different for everyone. Everybody has their own non-physical senses that they are comfortable with, and those are the ones that they will be more open to awakening and using in their daily lives, and hopefully for the greater good of all. So let's see here. So no information provided in this show, Musical Life, is to replace proper medical attention. Just so you know, please, let's use some common sense. If you feel you need to get to a doctor, please do go. Let's continue exploring, reclaiming, and living from a place of authentic power. Oh gosh, so I've put my glasses on to see comments for those who are new here. So what do we have? Okay. Wow. Ruth, hi, welcome. Robin, hi. Oh, thank you. Thank you. Happy new home, Elif. Thank you, Tiffany. Thank you, Robin. Yes. Yes, and thank you, Ruth. Yes, it's very exciting to have a new space. And honestly, I want to say this, and I say this from a place of absolute authenticity. I have had to live in so many different spaces since I was 17. So I moved constantly, usually not out of choice, and I'm over it. I plan on staying here for a long time. So yes, this is a very good space. It's perfect. I love it, and we'll see what evolves here. So let's get to talking about our authentic power, because it has nothing to do with wealth. It has nothing to do with ego. When I speak of authentic power. Always, like with everything else, look at it from a holistic perspective, which is body, mind, and spirit. Okay. So let's do this. We're going to start with a few deep breaths. We're going to diaphragmatic breathing activates the rest and digest, the parasympathetic nervous system, along with the vagus nerve, also known as the wandering nerve. And we've done these deep breathing techniques in the past episodes, so let's do them again right now. So if you can, take a fresh deep breath, an abdominal breath. So you want to fill that lower abdominal cavity like a hot air balloon. And you are going to inhale power. So let's do this together. Inhale power. And exhale powerless. Inhale again. We'll inhale power one more time. And exhale powerlessness. We're going to do this deep breathing again, but this time we are going to deep breathe, and on the inhale, remembrance, and we are going to exhale forgetfulness. So let's do it. Inhale, remembrance, and exhale forgetfulness. Okay. We'll do that one more time. Inhale, remembrance. Exhale, forgetfulness. And we're going to do one last one, friends, okay? The last one we're going to do is we're on the inhale, we're inhaling sovereignty, and we're exhaling submission. Are you ready? So let's do it. Inhale. Inhale that sovereignty. Ooh, yes, sovereign beings. And exhale submission. Inhale sovereignty. One more time. Exhale submission. Okay. And I'm going to add one more because now it's out of nowhere. Yeah. I'm going to do one more. Okay. And again, these are breathing techniques that you can do anytime, not just us doing it right now. Okay. So the last one we're going to do is on the inhale, you are going to inhale your divinity. Okay, remember, it's about remembrance. Inhale. Ah, yes, divine soul that you are. And exhale 3D lies that you've been told. If that makes any sense. Okay, one more time. Inhale. Divine soul that you are. And exhale 3D BS. Okay. We good now? I feel more relaxed. I hope you do too. It helps to remember that your attention is your light and your divine spark. You are made up of earth stuff and the cosmos. And for too long, we have been controlled globally, where the ones in control try to snuff out our light. In truth, this cannot be done. Our light cannot be snuffed out. And if anybody tells you that your spark is gone, I would really have questions. Your spark cannot be snuffed out. It is always there. It is the divine spark, no matter how dim it may have become due to experiences in life. And where attention goes, energy flows. What this means is that what you focus on amplifies. If you focus on the negative, more negative will show up in your life. This is not voodoo stuff. This is a fact. If you focus on the good, on being grateful, etc., then more you will see and experience that. If you focus on problems, you will manifest more problems. If you focus on solutions, you open yourself to your intuition, to your soul wisdom, your soul's knowledge and growth, soul expansion possibilities. Ultimately, the choice is on each of us. Okay, this is where free will comes in. Just recently, somebody I knew came to me, projecting fear and worry about something. And I can feel it when someone projects that stuff onto me, and I don't like it. Now, I'm not somebody whose head is up in the clouds somewhere, I'm actually quite grounded, but I don't like projection. And I think that we're all guilty of it. We all do it, and we don't know that we're doing it. Okay. Well, this person projected onto me their fear. And I could feel that dense energy just work its way through my heart chakra. And I went, no. I said, and I stopped and I said, no, this is on them. I said, I am safe. All is good. All is well. I am protected. So yeah, had I taken that on without having any kind of awareness and just, blindly taken on that projection, it would have really messed up my day. So just remember, what you focus on amplifies. Yeshua knew this. Okay. Yeshua knew this. And I'm going to tell you, I think I get into this in a second. So hold tight for 1 second. We are moving away from blind obedience as a global community. Part of living from our power, our place of power, individually and collectively, is in no longer blindly obeying whether medical, financial, educational, and religious institutions. It's about tuning in and reconnecting and strengthening that divine spark. The divine spark inhabits everything. Remember, what we focus on amplifies. So here's a quick practice that I used to do. When you have free time, go within. Close your eyes if you can. Go within. Imagine that divine spark in the center of your being, and just imagine it growing bigger and bigger and brighter and brighter. It actually really works. So alongside the divine spark inhabiting everything is letting go of fear, shame, guilt, any low frequency emotions that tend to make us feel less than, unworthy, and not deserving. I cannot stress this enough. No matter what you have been through in life, I don't care how ghastly it is, you deserve nothing less than the best and the highest. Okay? You just have to convince yourself of that. You deserve nothing but the best and the highest. All of our biology is a biospiritual antenna designed to receive and transmit the frequencies of the cosmos. So another practice that we can do, besides the divine spark one, is to imagine our spine as, our spine and our cells as biospiritual antenna. Just reaching out to the cosmos, for the best guidance, for, whatever, for whatever it may be, but always good. Okay. So your biology is a biospiritual antenna. We are carbon-based beings, atomic number 6, 6 neutrons, 6 electrons. 6 is actually the number of humanity, believe it or not. It's the number of humanity, harmony, and balance. I have to take a moment to check these. I'm sorry. What do you think, Robin? What do you think is the best way to handle a good friend who was doing this to me? She's going through really dark times. I'm trying to show compassion. She wants to help her. I'm drained. Okay, Robin, I'm going to say this very nicely. Boundaries, 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 girl. You have to honor yourself first. If you are feeling drained by someone's energy, when they're projecting, if you're feeling that drained by someone's energy, she wants you to help her pack. No. What you can do is say, when you're packed, I'll be happy to take a carload over for you. Okay? You have to have stringent boundaries. Right now, we all need to be protecting our energies. Okay? It is our divine right to do so. It is not being an a-hole. It is being true to yourself. And if someone is draining you, you've got to step back. Stop sacrificing, all of us. Stop sacrificing ourselves. Okay, I just had this conversation with someone this morning, especially us women. Stop putting yourselves last to help others. Got to help yourself first, because in the end, the only one that's going to deal with the repercussions of drained energy is not the other person. It's going to be you. Strict boundaries. Tell her to pack. You can take over a carload, and that's it. Okay? And if you feel that you can't even do that, then just, just say to your friend, I'd love to help you, but I am not in the space to be able to do that right now. Okay? And don't worry about what they're going to say in return. Okay? So honor yourself first, Robin. And this goes for everybody. Honor yourself first. If it doesn't feel like a go, don't do it. Okay? Yeah, I hope that helps. So I struggle with saying no. And you're not the only one. You're not the only one, sweetie. There's so many of us that struggle with saying no. It's like, okay, girl, I'm going to talk to the women for a second. Women especially were brought up to be nice. What the heck is nice? Okay? Be nice, be polite, be this. I remember sit like a lady. I remember all this stuff from being a kid. Okay? Screw nice. Kindness is different. Kindness says, I can help, but I have boundaries. Okay? Big difference between nice and kind. Nice is more fake, kindness is more authentic. So, yes, all of us have to unlearn that false truth that we were told growing up, to say yes to helping everybody and everything. Let me tell you something. Not everyone that asks for our help, we are meant to help. It sounds harsh, but it's not. That was a hard lesson I had to learn. Okay? So you struggle. See what you're affirming though, Robin? I struggle with saying no. Let's reframe that. Okay? Let's rephrase it. Instead of saying I struggle with saying no, let's rephrase it to I have learned to honor myself and my boundaries. Something like that. You no longer struggle with saying no, is my point. Okay? So, this is the last time that you affirm such a thing. Okay, Robin? No more. You no longer have that problem. So, instead, it's I honor myself and my boundaries first. And that is your divine right. And that is being in your power. When we say yes to everything and there's no energetic filter, we're not honoring our power. We're not standing in our power. It's like we're just giving away our energy. And we need to remember that energy is currency, right? So I hope that kind of helps a bit. And I keep dropping my notebook. Okay. So I like to call the body, mind, and spirit its own holy, I call that the Holy Trinity. Let's see here. If I can say. And we were talking about the number 6, I think. So 6 is the number of humanity, harmony, and balance. Therefore, the number 666 is actually the vibrational signature of the human being, which was demonized by the Catholic Church. And in doing so, the Catholic Church demonized humanity, the earth, and the divine feminine energy of creation, the pagan traditions that honored nature, and the physical body. So I just want to, really get that across, that 666 is not some evil number. It's actually number of humanity, harmony, and balance. Throughout the history of Earth and humanity, humans became fragmented. And a fragmented human is a controlled human. Controlled we have indeed been for centuries. Slaves to systems that were not implemented for the greater good of all. Systems that were self-serving. And with that, natural law was snuffed out. You are a divine sovereign being. Harmonious living, which is what musical life is about, entails taking back your power. No, you do not need a middleman to help you connect to source. You yourself can do that. No, you do not need to blindly obey anymore. Your power is yours. This is a small bit of the untold history of humans. Okay. Ooh. Your physical body is remarkable. If you understood just how hard the human body works to keep your soul safe, and if people knew the relationship between the physical body and energy, like frequency, vibration, electricity, I think people would be in awe. Most of us, unfortunately, have been told that the body breaks down, that it's fragile, that it's some machine that can turn on us. These are all lies. I want to make that very clear. These are all lies. Rich, hi. Thank you for being here. Wow, what a nice pleasure to have you join us today, Rich. The truth is, the human body, the human physical body is a divine design. It is as intricate, beautiful, and magnificent as the finest cathedrals in the world. It is strong like the stone churches of the past. But just as it is with churches and cathedrals, if you do not take care of your physical body, it will be unable to continue housing your soul. Yes, unfortunately, there are a lot of toxins and pollutants in our world still that can cause chaos in the physical body. It is up to each of us to care for these amazing vessels that we reside in. This looks different for you and for me. The thing is, if you take care of your physical body, it will take care of you. And this is just a fact. Now, every organ in the physical body has its own frequency. When an organ becomes sluggish, stagnant, or sick, it has fallen out of alignment with that frequency. And it's the same thing when we go out of homeostasis, because that's pretty much what it means. when um, an organ has fallen out of alignment, the system has fallen out of alignment, you know, when we're out of homeostasis, that's pretty much what out of alignment really, it's kind of the same thing. Years ago, I remember, this was wild. Years ago, I remember a physician's assistant ran some labs on my liver. According to the results, it showed that my liver had hepatitis. Yes, I'm laughing because this is really good. When I asked the PA if it was hepatitis A, B, or C, she couldn't answer me. I had no telltale signs whatsoever of any hepatitis. So please don't freak out. This gets good. So just if you're not familiar, all hepatitis means is an inflamed liver. I told the PA to give me 30 days and then retest. I made a slight change in my diet, incorporating much more leafy greens. In 30 days, another liver panel was done, and the liver enzymes were fine. Now, was it a glitch in the testing? Or was it my liver reacting to something that I had ingested? I don't know. The point is, when we create the right internal environment, the body can heal. It's not just about diet, though. The right internal environment also involves one's thoughts, beliefs, daily habits, and what one consumes. Meaning, not only food, consumption. What are you watching? What are you buying? What and who are you listening to? What are you holding on to? In any way, shape, or form, if you are consuming anything on a consistent basis that is of a low frequency, if you are negating the needs of your physical body, then if you have unhealthy daily habits, then your body will let you know in the form of symptoms. And in energy medicine, the soul communicates through the body, and that is what we call symptoms. So the soul says, this is not right for me. This is not a vibrational match. It's all falling out of alignment. And that needs to be, where you go, oh, okay, allow me to make some adjustments. So soul and body work very closely together. And I've talked about this before. The body, our physical body, temple, whatever you want to call it, avatar, okay? It's like we plug into these bodies in order to experience life on this planet. And if we were on another planet, that would look different, right? The divine designs. So I just want to let everyone know I'm not playing the blame game here when I talk about stuff like this. What I am saying is that we are accountable for our health, for our well-being, and to be sovereign, to be truly sovereign and to honor your divinity. To stand in your power is to take responsibility for your overall well-being, okay? Not play victim, not blame for some external source. Look, did you ever hear this? For every finger that we point at someone, there's 3 fingers pointing back at us. Just remember that. So this isn't about blame game, nothing. This is about taking back your sovereignty and divinity, remembering that you are a divine being, and that involves taking accountability for your overall well-being. It is also to be mindful of anything and everything that you consume, physically, mentally, spiritually, and emotionally. Okay. So I am going to change the subject here for a little bit. I want to touch on the subject of empath and empathic briefly. Oh, people are going to hate me when I go into this, but I don't care. This word has spread like wildfire over the past few years. Am I the only one that thinks this? Empathic Okay, empathic isn't the same as compassion. Compassion is actually a higher frequency than empathy. Empathy goes something like this: I feel what you're feeling, and I will sit with you in the dark. Firstly, you will never be able to feel exactly what someone else is feeling. I don't really care how many times you put, you pretend you're walking in their shoes. You will never feel exactly what they're feeling. So let's just be honest about that right off the bat. Secondly, there is no empowerment in sitting with somebody in the dark. Compassion, on the other hand, says, I will help you help yourself, should you want it. Compassion says, you're going through a tough time. How may I assist? Compassion also says, I will hold space for you, for healing to happen. This isn't saying prayers or love and light, which I can't stand that. Compassion is about acting from the heart in a way that allows the person who is struggling to get in touch with their own light and their own power. Someone is in the dark. When you are ready, I'm here to help you back into the light. And not only that, but to help you remember your own light. One could say then, compassion opens the door for personal empowerment. Indeed, indeed it does. I've heard too many people claim I'm an empath, or because I'm an empath, with a tone of some kind of specialness attached to their statement. When asked to explain what that meant, I was told I can sense other people's feelings. Well, no shit, we all can, honestly. If we really wanted to. I mean, that's just part of who we are. But, honestly, when people would openly declare to me, I'm an empath, something in my soul would slightly cringe. I don't know if it was the way they were saying it, or like they're wearing some special badge, whatever it is. Compassion is different, okay? Compassion acknowledges what that person is experiencing in their reality, but it's heart-centered. Imagine if people started openly declaring, I'm compassionate, as often as they claimed, I'm an empath. Compassion is kind and supportive. Okay, so enough about that. God, I feel so much better after talking about that and clarifying things. Let's go back to talking about the physical body, okay? Something that came into my awareness the other day. As the soul evolves during this life experience here on earth, that person's frequency rises, it changes, right? Hold on one second. Give me 1 second here. What do we have here? Robin, truth. People would tell me they understood my abuse. Yeah, it would piss me off. You can never understand. You're 100% right, Robin. And you know what? I'm going to be honest with you. I've been through my own fair share of abusive stuff. And yeah, sure, common thread, two different unique experiences. Okay? No one will ever fully understand what another person goes through. So yeah, thank you for opening up about that. Yeah, that was, yeah, I completely get it, and I'm with you. Okay, so let's see here. So the soul evolves during this life experience here on earth. And then as it evolves, that person's frequency raises. And honestly, if somebody, says to me, well, that's BS, my frequency hasn't risen, I'm going to have to sit down and have a conversation, because most likely it has. But here's a question that, came to mind when I was writing all of this. If our frequency is rising due to, our soul evolvement, our soul growth, wouldn't that also affect the frequency of each organ? Like, wouldn't the frequency of each organ also rise? It kind of would make sense, right? Because it's hand in hand. Okay. So here's some fun facts about the human body for everyone's better understanding. When you were born, the two hemispheres of the brain were actually not yet connected. They are separate at birth. It is by age 25 that the two are connected. And that's up here. Just so you know, the two hemispheres, for those who may not be familiar. The skin is the largest organ in the body. And the body will detox through the skin. So now if you have hives, you get hives or an allergic reaction, bit of a rash, anything like that. This is when you have to really check in and go, instead of freaking out and go, is my body detoxing? Because it will use the skin. You get a new stomach lining every 7 days. You get a new skeleton pretty much every year. Your organs can regenerate themselves, and don't let anyone else tell you otherwise, including your liver. Your heart has its own neurological system, unlike popular diagrams. It was recently discovered that the human heart is actually a spiral. Oh, that's beautiful. Your body makes stem cells throughout your entire life, and you can command them. So if I had an argument with a nurse once. This was many years ago. She was a neighbor that lived in the same apartment complex as me. She says, "Oh, the body doesn't make stem cells in your adult years." And I went, "That's actually a lie." So yes, your body makes stem cells throughout your entire life. These are just a few of many amazing facts about the human body. It's constantly regenerating. It detoxes at night while you sleep, especially the brain and the liver. This is why it's best to go to bed around 10 p.m. because the liver detoxes between 10 p.m. and 2 or 4 a.m. And also the brain detoxes during that time too, with, the fluid and stuff up there. Taking our power back, friends, means taking responsibility for our overall well-being instead of blindly putting our health into the hands of doctors. This is one thing we need to unlearn right now. Okay? No more blind faith. I recall a conversation I had with a different physician's assistant years back. It's a different one than the one that I had the experience regarding the liver enzymes. This PA worked at some big hospital in Connecticut. He told me the following, and I kid you not. Doctors have quotas they have to meet. Doctors are expected to have a certain amount of patients in their office every week. Doctors are expected to administer a specific amount of inoculations every month. Doctors are expected to prescribe a specific amount of medications every month. If the doctor fails to meet any of these quotas, they lose their job. Now you tell me, is this a profitable business, or is it really practicing medicine? I think we know the answer to that, friends. I think the answer is clear, which is why you need to be in charge of your health as much as you can be. Being in charge of our health and well-being includes minding our frequency. Everything is energy first and foremost. Remember that. So we're talking about, and all of this falls under the umbrella of power. You are the alchemist. You can turn anything around with your power. And I have plenty of lived experience where there were times that I fell into that frequency of victimhood, okay? And then it got to a point where I snapped out of it and said, what am I doing? Like, I could feel it drain my own power. I could feel it consume me from the inside out. And I did not like the way that felt. We are victims of no thing, friends. Everything is an experience. Okay. We are here to experience, evolve, and also as we evolve, it also helps. It's helped the earth. I mean, now it's a little different. Now it's different. The earth is in that higher frequency, and we have to rise up to meet her, raise our frequency to meet her. And that is, again, free will choice. All right. And doing that means taking our power back. It means remembering that we are sovereign divine beings and living that truth every day. It's okay to say no. It's okay to have healthy boundaries. It's okay to say not for me. It's okay to agree to disagree. My God, do we like to defend our opinions? You can agree to disagree. And I think this is what Charlie Kirk really portrayed in every time he went and talked to a group of people, students, young ones, whatever. You didn't have to agree with him. He was trying to have a, civilized conversation, to debate, and that's okay. We have lost touch with that. Somewhere along the line, it's just, my goodness, I can't even put this into words. We've just lost our way. So we're finding our way back now. So it's okay to disagree. It's okay to agree to disagree. Excuse me. It's okay to stand in your truth. It's okay to believe what you believe, so long as those beliefs are not harming other people, okay, or you. If those beliefs are holding you back from being the best version of yourself, if those beliefs are holding you back from being a sovereign divine being, okay, then I would take some time to examine those beliefs and make some changes, some little adjustments. Our self-talk also, has to do with whether or not we are standing in our truth and honoring our sovereignty and divine spark. So there's so much under this umbrella of claiming our power, reclaiming our power, standing in our power. Okay, there's so much under this umbrella. It's all under that big umbrella of harmonious living. Okay, we're not done. When I come back in January, we're going to continue. But for now, there are the replays, there are the suggestions, the meditative practices that I suggested. Please do try those. Do them again. Not just once, do them again. Do the breathing techniques, right? The deep diaphragmatic breathing. We need that more than ever now. Your breath is everything. It's our connection to source. So yeah, there's a lot. And when I come back in January, we're going to be diving in. Like I said, this hiatus isn't me just, going and pissing off somewhere. Like, I'm literally going within. I'll continue writing. And I'm going to be tuning in to bring even more information. So be ready. Okay, be ready. Before I go, I want to say that really, I appreciate all of you and I'm grateful for all of you. So, love from me to you. I'll see you in January. I'll miss all of you too, sweetie. Okay, I'll miss all of you too. I'll be back. All right, love you all.
Thanks for listening. We hope you enjoyed the show.